But yeah, I thought we didn't like. I was like, man, I don't have enough notes. This is gonna go to an hour. I lied, because my notes on Jedi Survivor, I wrote them this morning. They're extensive.
Oh
Um,
boy.
but we're gonna start with Dead Island 2 actually, because I played two new games recently. I beat Dead Island 2 literally like the night before I started playing Jedi Survivor. So I was playing co-op with my little brother. I beat the original Dead Island. I don't know if I said that last week. Me and my brother finished that up, and I started playing the DLC for the first Dead Island, and you can tell that they were making improvements even in the DLC. But yeah, it was fun, but it's old. The original came
Wow.
out in like what 2009, and then the DLC came out like 2013. Um, so yeah, Dead Island 2 is it's an improvement on the original in every way. It's very fun. It's been getting a lot of like 7 out of 10s, which I rate out of 5, so I would say a 7 out of 10 is probably around like a 3 out of 5 in my opinion. And for most, I think that means okay, not necessarily bad, not necessarily good. But for me, it's easily a 4 out of 5. Um, so a lot of the reviewers who are playing this have played the last two Dying Light games, which are, if you didn't know this, are made by the original developers of Dead Island. Um, and to them, it's underwhelming because they played Dying Light 1 and 2. But for me, who is coming directly off the original game, which is 10 years old at this point, it's great. I love the game. It's Dying Light franchise doesn't really interest me that much, so this is great to me. Especially in co-op, it's really fun. Yeah, for those who don't know, this game was in development hell for 10 years. It was announced in 2013, and then it just on and off again has been shown, throughout the decade, and now it's finally released. And I
Yay!
think the fact that it was released, let alone that it's in such a good state, like a genuinely fun game, is a miracle in of itself. Um, it's a first-person melee game where you collect weapons of varying levels that affect their damage, special effects, and durability. You can also add upgrades that make them electrified, spew acid, or light enemies on fire. And the heavy weapons like hammers are my favorite. I just like they do a lot of damage and they're good at crowd control, and I just like slapping zombies and sending them flying. I have this upgrade where like you hit like when you do like a critical hit, it essentially hits them and it explodes. It's great. Um, yeah, it employs like a map structure that a lot of games have been using lately, and I see most in like God of War, which is some people call wide linear, which means there are areas that are relatively open in between a bunch of more linear and corridor like sections. Yeah, it was honestly like the perfect length for me to finish it up before Survivor came out. It's under 20 hours, so I could finish it before Survivor. And honestly, I would have finished it sooner, but I had to work around, of course, my work schedule as well as just my brother's schedule. So yeah, real fun game. I would definitely highly suggest it if you're looking for just a fun hack and slash and zombie game.
Nice.
It also doesn't take itself as seriously as Dying Light. It's much more comedic, and I like that.
That's
And after playing this game, I'm really just I think it's gonna do well. I hope it does well. And if it does, I really want a third game. I really want to see what this team would do with the third game, and how they can just improve upon what they've already improved upon.